Hello and welcome to another Wednesday Walkabout. If you haven't watched one of these before, it's one of my more informal videos compared to what I normally put out there. And I literally am just taking a walkabout and showing you what I've been getting up to. So today we're going to be taking a look around the veggie patch. I haven't talked about that in any of my update videos recently. And I'm going to be introducing you to some new friends that I have. Let's start off over here with the artichokes. Look at these things. This is just an absolute jungle. This is only the second year since I planted these from seed. We did get some artichokes last year and the plants got fairly large, but nothing like this. It's pretty much taken over this entire bed. But they're doing really well, they're loving the soil, and we've already picked a few as well. We haven't eaten them ourselves. I actually gave them to my dad and my sister, so they've got to have them before us. We'll be having some tonight though. I've got two different varieties. I've got a globe artichoke and the other one, I can't remember the name. I'm sure someone in the comments will know, but there's a couple different varieties. That's a beauty. I think I'll eat one of those tonight. Be careful if you do have these, they are very spiky. Over this side of the bed we have a few plants that aren't doing brilliantly. We've had a lot of rain recently and the weather has really got quite chilly, so yeah, they're not very happy, but I'm sure they will recover. They aren't completely dead. I mean, that one doesn't look very happy, but I'm pretty sure it'll be okay once it does warm up. But those are looking all right. Those aren't too bad. Over here we have two beds that I haven't put anything in just yet. Well, I actually did. Before we went on holiday, I put a couple squashes and things like that, which looked like they had died off, but as you can see there, they are coming back. Those are two gem squashes. On this side, another one, which it's completely annihilated now, but you can see that's dead. So I need to mark that as such, and I have got some replacements started out inside the small greenhouse, and I will get them planted out. But these beds I will be filling up. I've got a bunch of veggies getting started at the moment. The dripper system, that's all working lovely now. I ended up putting more drippers on. So originally I'd planned to have 10 drippers on each of these segments, but I've ended up putting 20 on each segment, so I had to come back and add a few extra. And the reason for that is because I overspec'd my pump. My pump I thought was going to be battling to manage about 150 drippers, but actually it can handle about 400 drippers without a problem. So I put a bunch more drippers on each of these lines. Let's go have a look over here. This is something I have talked about in my videos. I actually haven't showed it yet, but this is my outdoor chili patch. And you'll notice there's also some other plants there. We have some marigolds, and that's just to help with pest problems. So we've got a couple marigolds over there as well, and I think there's one more down that end. So we've got a variety of chili plants, and I will be keeping that updated through the season. Unfortunately, we have a lot of birds digging up my veggie beds. Over here I kept on finding my little onion sets on top of the ground, and I had to keep putting them under the ground because the birds kept digging them up, like here. And also beans, so they keep on digging the damn things up, and it's really annoying me. And there you can see an onion. Try to get that back in the ground. I really should just cover these over with some netting like I've done over there with strawberries, because they were eating all the strawberries. Over here is similar to what I've done with the chili patch. These are tomatoes, again just growing them outdoors. You'll notice the system, I think I have spoken about this before, but basically it's using like washing line going across between two poles, and that allows me to have some supports. So it's doing all right. We'll see how it goes through the season. I might need to make some modifications because it is a little bit movable, which I don't know is too ideal, but we'll see. At the moment plants are all alive, so can't really complain. We've also got some marigolds over there too for protection. Over here is my asparagus. I really need to get some weeding done in here, but the asparagus is doing well. We've got a few popping up. It's a big old one that's gone to flower pretty much. I just leave these to go. This is the second year they've been in the ground, and you're only really meant to pick any of it, I think third year on, so next year we'll be picking a few of these. Over here I just planted seed for cabbages and some Chinese Napa cabbage, and unfortunately it didn't work. We just had really dry weather straight after we had planted, and we went away on holiday, so nothing really came up except a bunch of weeds. They always just grow without a problem. Down that end, that is my onions and garlic. The garlic, that's been in there for a little while, and over here we've got a few onions coming up. So over there and over there and over there, a couple, but there's a lot more planted, so hopefully we get some success. Need to tighten up the netting. Garlic's looking okay. I probably need to give it a bit of a feed, but yeah, they're alive, and hopefully we'll get some decent garlic from this, because I definitely have some plans for it. And then the last bed, well, I mean, there's this bed as well. Again, I'll be covering this over with some netting, and probably have cabbage in there, or cauliflower, broccoli, that sort of thing. Still need to sort out the extra drippers on that line, so I'll do that soon as well. And then the last bed is over there. I actually lost all my corn when we went away on holiday. Never had it watered, and we had a bit of a dry spell, but as you can see, the new corn is doing just fine. We have, well, I started these all indoors. I let them come up to probably about 15 centimeters, and then I planted them out, and they're doing quite nicely. I did plant some peas in between, but can't really see any coming up, but yeah. And then I've got some more squashes and cucumbers and things like that to be planted to trail up these archways, and I'll plant them out there in all the little gaps that we have, so we'll have lots of squashes. Oh, one more thing out here. This here is my giant pumpkin, and I decided to dedicate that this year is going to be used for growing pumpkin every year. It would have taken over. If I put it in one of these beds, it would have just taken over, because this thing is going to grow massive. Once the sun really starts shining, this thing is going to be a beast. I am hoping, well, I'm pretty confident I'm going to have a much bigger pumpkin from this than I've had previous years. I don't know, I'm hoping above 50 kilograms this time, but knowing where the seed came from, 50 kilograms is on the small side. So that should be interesting. Let's have a quick look in the greenhouse. I'm not going to take you around the chili plants, because I already did that in last week's video, but I will quickly just show you a couple things. Over here, my squashes that I talked about. We have squashes and courgettes, and they're growing very quickly. Soon time to put them out. As soon as we have a bit more sunshine, a bit more warmth, then I'll take these out, but they're looking lovely and healthy. I saved a couple runner beans from the garden that got dug up by birds. I just grabbed them and put them in a pot, and thankfully they are growing. These are the last of the beans that I have from Mrs. ChilliChump's grandfather, who passed away sadly a little while back. He used to grow them every year, and I was really sad when I saw them getting dug up by the birds. But thankfully we have got a couple that are doing all right. Let's go have a quick look in the big greenhouse. I've got a few things started out in there as well. So some of my cabbages and Chinese cabbage. So the cabbages have come up really quickly. Over there you can see, well, actually those are the Chinese cabbage. The normal cabbage taking a little bit longer, but they are coming up. And over here we are starting a few more tomatillos, because in my last update video I was told I need to have more than one tomatillo next to each other to be able to pollinate properly, so we get some fruit off of it. This is my tomatillo plant here, and they can self-pollinate, but they don't do it very readily. I think there are a couple on here, we'll see, but yeah, I'm just growing a few more, and we'll put them next to it. I have a tomatillo plant here, and also have one actually out there with the tomatoes. Okay, let's go and meet my new friends. So I've been wanting to get these guys for a long time, and I'm so pleased we finally have. We've really been enjoying having them, and they are our chickens, and they seem to enjoy us a lot as well. They keep following us around, always wanting some treats. These are 5 rescue chickens that we got. They are actually recovering quite nicely. We've had them for about 2 weeks now, and yeah, they didn't look this healthy 2 weeks ago, I can promise you that. But they're a lot of fun. We let them free range a little bit now and then, but yeah, they're quite spoiled birds. Originally we had this as a run, and that was connected up to the coop over there, but I just wasn't happy seeing 5 chickens inside that, even though they said that that's pretty much the right size. So we ended up getting this. Still need to neaten it up, cut off all these bits, but got this cage and they're much happier, and also just letting them free range as well. They are very happy chickens. So yeah, these are my poop machines. These guys are going to be providing us with lots of compost. It's some of the best compost you can get besides the worms. I've actually kept all my poop machines in the same place. My worms are in that shed back there, and they're actually doing really well. I need to do an update video on that. But these guys are serious poop machines, and what I'm going to do is probably when we clean out the bedding inside there, then we just put that inside the compost heap, and it's just going to enrich that compost for us. And you might be wondering, are we getting eggs? And yes, we are. We've probably had about 3 dozen eggs so far. These things are laying very nicely. We were told that they probably were going to stop laying a little while after we got them, but they've been all right. They do like their treats though, and they're very, very inquisitive. But yeah, we're really enjoying having them. Mrs. ChilliChump and I both come out here and watch them now and then with a cup of coffee, because they are quite fascinating little things. Another Wednesday walkabout. I hope you enjoy these behind the scenes kind of videos. If you want to see more behind the scenes stuff, what I'm getting up to between the videos, check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/ChilliChump, and I do post up quite a bit there, and I get involved on our private Discord server as well, and it's good fun. Great little community. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Until then, stay spicy.